Hello, everybody. Welcome in. So tonight we are going to be doing some readings, a few types of readings. The first is, if you are new to my channel, welcome in. My name is Carey. I am a psychic medium. And so usually I come live, typically on Friday nights at 5 p.m., but I've started to add on Tuesdays. So it's still kind of a new experience for a lot of people. So if you come in and you would like a reading, the information is below. These are actually going to be paid readings, but I'm going to be doing a collective message. I thought that would be kind of fun. So let's go ahead and just tap into the energy. So there's been so much going on, and we have a lot going on in the astrology. We also, coming up, are having an eclipse coming up. And I think that's going to be on the 17th. So we have a lot of energy around us. Welcome in, everybody. Hello, hello. I'm going to start with a little collective reading. And then if you did want to get on the list for a guaranteed reading, welcome in. You can just let me know. They're going to be paid readings. All the information is below. But I'm going to start with a little collective reading because I haven't done one in a little while. And so I thought we would just enjoy that process. And if you're new, please say hello. My name is Carey. Hello. How are you, Sue? Good to see you. Nice to see you. So we're going to start out. If anybody does want to get on my list and partake in getting a reading, the mini readings, psychic readings, you can ask a question, and those readings are $25. And then if you want more of a spiritual reading, those are my Akashic Records readings, and those are $33. All the information is below. But welcome in. Thank you for saying hello in the conversation. If you guys don't know me, again, I'm so excited to get to know many of you. So I've been live streaming on Fridays for over a year, every Friday, typically. And lately, I've just started coming on Tuesdays as well, because lots of my clients like to get these little mini readings, little check-ins. So I like to offer that. So welcome in. And if you're new, please say hello. And if you could like and subscribe, that would mean the world to me. On my channel, I typically upload videos of readings, but I also do really a lot of education around developing your psychic abilities and spiritual ones. So let's just see. I'm going to just take a look at the energy and then go ahead and just say hello in the chat. We're going to do a reading just to kind of see what the energy is, what we need to know, and what's coming up for this coming week, right? We have a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the astrology, per usual. This is a big year, too. In Chinese astrology, we are in the year of the fire horse. And, you know, the last time we had a year of the fire horse, do you know what year it was? 1966. And if you think about the world, the history of 1966, how much was going on in the world? We had so much change in the world on so many levels, socially, politically. We were going through the civil rights movement. We had a lot of really, I would say, expansive music that was coming on the scene. That was Jimi Hendrix, as well as the Beatles, you can imagine, and on and on. So lots going on. So let's see, what is the energy coming up? We're just going to take a peek. And I'll show you guys all the cards as they come up. We'll just take a peek and lay down some cards for everybody and just see what the energy is about. And feel free to just say hello in the chat. If you guys are new, so I can say hello back. All right. Now while I'm reading, I like to tilt my camera angle down so you guys can see the cards a little bit more clearly if you want. Got a little by blanket here to say cozy. So we'll kind of move the cards just slightly. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. We'll just sort of flip over. So we want to know, where have we been? What's been going on? Wow. So right away, King of Pentacles is coming up. That's where we've been. And you know, the good news about King of Pentacles is he's a stabilizer. He is a grounding force. He knows that in order to have things really prosper and investments to pay off, anything you're investing in that you're building, that you need to plan ahead. And you need to know it's not going to happen overnight. So as a collective, I think many of us, this wouldn't be true for everyone, but many of us know that it's a time that we need to prepare for the long haul. If we're looking at this in terms of spiritual energy or things that we have going on that we're making changes or investments, this means that things aren't going to happen overnight, but we know it's going to be worth it. So your hard work will pay off, but having insight and some expansiveness about how you think about things is going to really help you. Even during this time of challenge, which is definitely happens with the fire horse energy, right? Now, where are we right now in this moment? Well, obviously, we've got some things to work on here. The Eight of Swords tells us that we're coming from a place of limited thinking, that we might be feeling we don't have as many options, that we possibly feel stuck, that we feel as though what we thought maybe was going to be something that was going to work out or that we'd have to plan for. We're basically also now looking at what could go wrong, like what can go wrong in the plan, right? So this is really a time when we want to take a look at things, maybe change our mindset. And here is what's crossing us, right? This is good news. What's crossing us, what's challenging us is emotionally we know the way to be is open and that expansive. And we know that we have supportive, even though we may not be surrounded by supportive, loving people in our lives, we know that we're reaching towards that in our life and that we can count on ourselves, our spirit guides, and also possibly a few friends who might be very able to support you, even if you feel massively challenged. So keep that in mind when you start feeling slightly triggered and you feel as though things aren't working out the way you hoped. Just keep in mind being tender with yourself, being gentle, right? So these two are, I wouldn't say they're fighting each other right here, but they're challenged. They're challenged. Now, these will come forth. So here's what we have at our anchor. The Queen of Cups here this is our stability. This is who we are in our subconscious, which is that we are highly intuitive. We are psychic. We feel things deeply. We want the best for those around us, and we are empathic. So that is a strength. So, and especially when you're at the point of the Queen of Cups, because the Queen of Cups will really tell you, have self-awareness about your emotions, about your relationships and how things are going. And that is coming squarely here with the Ten of Cups working together, reminding us that even though times might be tough and we might feel very triggered, we have a deep reservoir of healing energy and guidance and wisdom that's here to help us, to protect us, and to push us through the difficult times, okay? Another queen is coming up, the Queen of Wands. So this is the energy of Leo. So this is a little bit more along the lines of what we just spoke about with the fire horse. So we were just mentioning a moment ago, if you just joined us, that this is the year in Chinese astrology, which Chinese astrology has been around for over 2,000 years. A lot of the ancient astrology that many of us follow. And it tells us that that this year we're in the year of the fire horse, which means passion, drive, moving fast, right? So my sense here, and I'm getting this in my mind's eye, I'm looking at this staff, this wand, as almost a torch, and that she's leading the way. The Queen of Wands very much leads the way. She illuminates what is dark, and she's brave, and she puts herself out there. So although this is what you can look more towards, this is what your hope is, this is what your desire is that even though things might feel in some ways unclear to you, that what is ahead of you is clarity, which is just a gorgeous image, isn't it? Now, what's coming up? And again, this is a reading for the collective, so take what resonates. But what's coming up ahead of you? Okay, so we have a bit of a signal here for you to pay attention to tendencies or some energy around you. This could be a person. It's a little hard to make out this version. This is the Knight of Swords. Now, this could be somebody pressuring you. This could be a deadline you have. This could be something that is, I would say, coming into your field of awareness, but you're not quite sure, where it's coming from. You might feel a sense of internal pressure or a pressure from someone outside of you saying, hurry up, you've got to finish that task. Here's what I want to say about the Knight of Swords, though. The Knight of Swords has sometimes an idea of where they want to go, and often they misspeak and they can be judgmental. So know that, let's say, for example, some of you might have someone you work with who's younger than you, who seems, I'm getting an image of you being in your job, and you have a coworker, or maybe even someone who's in management, who tends to be very pushy and who's younger, but doesn't necessarily understand people as much, definitely not as well as you do. So I'm getting this sense of this person's delivery is very poor about how they communicate. So watch out for people like that, because I feel that energy, and that could be somebody in your family, someone you're connected to. And the idea here is that listen to yourself, enjoy how you do things, your process, and don't be pressured by outside forces. Okay, so we're going to pull 4 more cards in this Celtic cross spread. It's going to represent you. It's going to represent those around you, hopes and fears, and final outcome. Let's see what card wants to come. All right, so let's see. How is everybody doing out there? Are you guys enjoying this reading? I love doing readings on my channel. Absolutely do. And I haven't done a collective in a couple of days, so this is really fitting. Happy to be doing this. All right, friends, let me just continue here. So this would be the place you're at. Okay, this is something we want to think about. We have the Ace of Cups, but it's in reverse. So for me, this likely means some of you are feeling emotionally drained. Some of you probably need to spend some more time resting, recuperating, recovering, and being very aware of taking care of yourself emotionally. And so there's definitely a need for healing. There is a need for stepping back, being more of an observer and not being so much in action, because I'm really getting a feeling of being drained. And I don't know about all of you, but I know I've had to, in my own life, I've had to take a lot more time to work on healing and to really sit running Reiki or meditating, doing mindset work a little more than normal because of all the changes going on in the world. And so it's very important to make sure, if you're feeling drained, that you reestablish that sense of, I would say, feeling revitalized. All right, and then what's around you? Okay, 6 of Swords. This is interesting. The sense I'm getting with this, and usually what this card represents, those around you are trying to help. Some of you would notice you have people in your life that are supportive, that are trying to help you move on from something, that are giving you ideas about next steps, that are suggesting ideas that can move you forward with your goals, which is a really nice energy. The 6 of Swords in this position is a lovely, supportive person or two. And because the thing about the swords, a lot of the swords are a little more harsh, if I'm honest, and can be a little bit critical. But because of you, this is the best position of stability, of foundation, of support. This is just somebody who's really coming forward and being very helpful. So that likely is something you want to lean into. All right. So we're going to go now, hopes and fears. Okay, this is good. So Page of Swords. Page of Swords typically is when we're trying to go in a new direction with fresh ideas, inspiration, and we have a pep in our step. So you're in the new direction you're moving, whether you're doing this is related to work, whether this is related to how you're approaching things in your mindset differently, whether you're turning over a new leaf, starting a new plan, a new program, new goals. This is a really good position to be in. So likely you're wanting to feel you're either starting over with something. That's what it really feels to me. And you're looking for that jump start of clarity. So that is your hope. That is really coming through very strongly. And then finally, for this collective reading, we have the card of discernment and investment. That's your outcome. So I'm going to take this all the way back to the beginning of this reading when we had our King of Pentacles, and we are ending up at the Seven of Pentacles. So for me, where this all started with the King of Pentacles, okay, I'm feeling drained with trying so many activities to take my mind off politics. I know, doom scrolling and not winning at either. Need to really focus on Olympics. I know, I totally understand that. And I think this is also indicating, Linda, focusing on physical things, physical well-being often is what we see with the Pentacles. That has to do with things that are earth-based. So things that you can feel, touch, that are tangible. You could even think about doing maybe pottery or painting or sketchbook or even crossword puzzles, something that where you're doing something physically, which is not related to your device. Here I am on YouTube, but something that where you can understand and get your hands dirty. I feel that is part of it for people. And also some of this, what we remember with Seven of Pentacles is sometimes we're looking at things that maybe we put our energy towards and realizing, you know what, some of this isn't even working for me. Some of these things I really want to get rid of. Some of these things I want to let go of. And that is okay. All right. Now, the way we're going to look at this is we're going to look at the Queen of Wands and we're going to look at the Page of Swords. Okay. Let me just get out my little cheat sheet. So when we have in this order, so in order to achieve what it is you want and what it is you connect to Earth. Yes. So in order to achieve that sense of whatever we started this with, whether it's some kind of physical accomplishment, monetary accomplishment, goals about our health, our well-being with earth energy, the way to get there is by focusing on two things. First of all, being in that big energy, that optimistic energy, that leadership energy of the Queen of Wands. And putting yourself out there and trying new things, right? The Queen of Wands is very bold. She's courageous, and she is not as concerned about what people think. And then also new ideas with the Page of Swords. So new ideas, new thoughts, new inspiration. This could even be mindset work because again, when we went back to the beginning with what is coming up for us, the Eight of Swords, it means we have limited thinking and we probably need to do a little bit of resetting our mindset, right? So that's not a thing that we should ever be ashamed of or think, oh, I've already done this before. Now, so the other thing they're suggesting that we need to focus on here, right, is the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. So the Knight of Swords is really going to come in with the Seven of Pentacles and say, okay, this is what you need to let go of. You need to let go of some of the burdens, the things that you have been carrying, that you're holding. But at the same time, remember that with the Knight of Swords, I always want to say, go easy, right? Go easy, take your time. Things may not work out exactly as you wanted, but know that you have a lot going on. All right, so I'm going to also now pull some oracle for us, just so we can get some messages from the spirit world. Any messages here? Again, I know it's a little quiet in here, which is always wonderful as well. But if anyone did want to get on the list, I have a little list going, and all the information is just right below. If you wanted to get a reading, they're just $25. And then if you want to get an Akashic Records reading, which is more of a spiritual reading, they're $33. Okay, let's just see what the guidance is here for everybody. Okay, friends, let's see what we're getting. I'm feeling the need to pull 2 cards, so we'll do that. See what we have on our plate for today. Okay, this is so important. I have to say, this has been coming up a lot in my own personal work. Yes, there's absolutely leadership exhaustion. We're going to talk about that, okay? And because we have a nice small group here, I will pull some cards for everybody here, some oracle cards. Just pull cards and get something. So here's what we're getting here, guys. Here and now is really what Spirit is saying to focus on. This is the second time this card has come up in readings I've done. So here and now is just really focusing on being in this moment. And as much as you can, looking around and being grateful for what you have, but also noticing your environment and being aware of it and connecting more to your physical world and to what is around you. Not as much on futuristic things, but on this moment. And that's really important, right? The other number coming through is the number 5 in total, which is a number of change. It means it has a lot to do with things shifting in energy from a place of conflict into a place of resolution. But that sometimes requires a little bit of uncomfortableness. And then also we have this is always for me, the book of our lives, the book of the Akashic Records. Why? Getting a deeper sense, possibly asking yourself questions that may be a little bit hard to get answers about, but also being tender with yourself and remembering, this being on the planet right now is a little tough, and it's tough for a lot of us. So give yourself a little bit of a respite. Okay. All right. So we got this great question, which says, is there any such thing as a leadership exhaustion? 1000%. And this is just my estimation, but if you think about what a leader does, which is very much what the Queen of Wands does, she exudes energy. She exudes passion. She is there to help people move through challenges and also to boost other people's energy. And so if we're not necessarily aware of our own energy and we are not conserving energy and replenishing our energy, if we don't have necessarily energetic boundaries, then we can definitely feel that exhaustion. It makes perfect sense. Okay. All right. Since we have such a nice small group, I'll pull a card. Whoever would like just an oracle card, feel free to put your first name into the chat. And if you could be so kind as to make sure you're subscribed to my channel, that would be amazing. And then I always say to people, in exchange, if you could watch one of my videos and comment and that would be so helpful. Helps my channel grow. And if you would a card, let me know. You can put your first name. Okay, and I'll get out some of these oracle cards. Okay, friends? All right, here we go. Let me just shuffle and get this ready for you. All right. And again, if you guys are new, my name is Carey. I am a psychic medium, and tonight I'm open for readings. If you did want to get a longer reading, if you have a question, all the information is below. And if not, we can also pull oracle cards if you guys are interested. I've been noticing when I'm on YouTube that sometimes the comments take quite a while to come through. So I'm going to give you guys a few more minutes because it seems it takes a couple times longer than when this is on my computer as opposed to my phone. So just let me know. Okay. I'm going to grab my phone in case it's coming through on here and I just can't see it. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. Hello, Eileen. How are you? It's so good to see you. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, now everyone's starting to come through. Fantastic. Eileen, I'm so glad to see you here. Perfect timing. Okay, hello, friends. Hello. Oh, thank you. That is so sweet of you. I appreciate that, Ma. That's very kind. I work a lot because I record a lot of meditations as well as I record classes. So I pay a lot of attention. Yes, absolutely. If you want to grab on my list, Eileen, go for it. You know all the routine. A mini reading is 25 and the Akashic reading is 33. I know, Wendy, absolutely, yes. That's why I'm no longer on TikTok. What happened for me, I'll just go through the list. So let me go ahead and first we'll start with Linda and then we'll go to everybody. And then these are just oracle card pulls, everybody. And if you guys want to get on the list, Eileen is, you can follow the information below. Not that you don't see my face, but I do, you guys being able to see the screen, and I think that's kind of nice. Okay, let me first start with Maz, if I can. Yes, you got it. You are busy creating content. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing, and I enjoy it. It's amazing. Yeah, so you guys be sure to follow along, you know, of course, subscribe to my channel. I also have a spiritual membership where we work on helping, you know, we as a community work a lot on psychic development. We work on, I would say, intuitive development, psychic development, mediumship development, and just in general have a very supportive community for healing. It's wonderful. Okay, let's give Linda a card. We'll start with Linda. Okay, into me, I see. This is beautiful. Okay, I believe, and this is number 8, I think this has to do with you investing in yourself, Linda, in order to do the work you're doing with healing. The thing that's really prominent to me about this card, Linda, I think this has a lot to do with working on your aura, and also something that is coming through. This has to do, thank you, Eileen, I see you. This has a little bit to do with working with different colors in your energy field. Gotcha, Eileen. Perfect. So I would say if you're in meditation, work on bringing different colors into your energy field. So work on bringing in green and then wait and see how it feels. Work on bringing in gold. I think that would be really interesting for you to sort of clear your frequency, but also maybe attune it in some ways. I think it would be amazing. Okay, I'm going to do a few of these here and then we'll get started with the paid readings. Okay, so let me get, all right, so this is for Ma, all right. Oh boy, Ma, we're getting here for you this beautiful owl, which is, well, this is one of my favorite cards in here. This is getting a higher perspective. This is more than likely for you in different situations in your life to probably step back a little bit and get a review and look at what's going on in your life from with a different set of lenses. That's what I'm getting. So I think having a little bit of objectivity from where you are right now, a more of a spiritual perspective, is probably going to be very helpful for you. All right, friends, that's for Ma. This is for Elizabeth. And then in a moment, we're going to get on to Eileen's reading. Oh, I love this, Elizabeth. The storyteller. This came up for me like a week ago. You know, I think with the key here, I think this has a lot to, this could be on a deeper level. This could be, I think, journaling. This could be you continuing to express yourself, share your life path journey, tell your truths, right? And be sure, you know, not to hold things in the sense of, the more you accept and allow and share what you have in a way that feels right for you, the more freedom you will have inside of your own energy field. That's really what I'm getting, which is amazing. I love that for you. All right. If anybody else, again, wanted to get a card pull, I'm going to give one. Wendy, are you still here? And then I'm going to move on to Eileen's. The eagle eye. I know, right? That's a big one. That's a big one. Yes, I still have Cash App. Now let me look and see what my Cash App is called. Can you hang on? Amazing. Okay, let me get my Cash App. All right, here we go. Let me see what my Cash App is. I should probably know what that is offhand, shouldn't I? I should. All right, so I have Eileen so far. Hang on, I have that here. I think it's under, hang on, I've got to look. It's been a minute. I have it in here. Oh, that's not the right one. Sorry, I should know what it is. Hang on. Live stream. All right, friend, are you ready? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, so for my Cash App, are you ready for this? I'm going to write what it is. Yes, I still use it. Kia! Oh my God, so good to see you. This is my Cash App. This is what it says. You ready? All right, hang on. CKINTUITION. I should probably have that there. This is for my Cash App. Okay. Everything else is right down there. Now, I see Eileen's here. She's all, I know it. Oh, you already said that. Okay, good. I missed that totally. Okay, so I'm going to start with Eileen's reading, and then I'll put Kia on there. If anybody else wanted to get on the list, let me know. I'm so glad people are finding me here because, you know, it's happening very organically. All right, I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see me. So Eileen, what do you want to focus on, babe? Do you have anything specific that you want to focus on for your reading? Love, love, love. I know I love. I'm so glad you're here too. I have to say, let me just say this, and I'll say this again. My energy since leaving TikTok has been so incredible. I feel I'm myself again. And I didn't really quite even realize how much it was taking a toll on my energy. But I'm not the only spiritual creator. A lot of bigger creators have left TikTok, who are energy healers, channels, women I know that do this kind of work, plus a couple of mediums that are friends of mine. They left a year ago. Molly left. Gosh, who else? Miss Molly knows, she left. My friend Peaceful Nick the Medium, she left a year ago. So it's, you know, thank you so much. I see that. Let me get it. Thanks, you guys. So my setup is this. I told Eileen this. I am here now, Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then I do it Fridays. Now, Fridays is a little bit different. Ma, thank you, sweetie. I'm going to put you down here too. You're going to be right after Kia. Yay. Nice to see you, Ma. That's amazing. It's so sweet to meet you. Do you have a few minutes too? I saw Ma. Thank you so much. Do you have a few minutes? You have just 2 people ahead of you. Okay. My patience is always showing. Okay, here we go. Eileen, here's the list. We have Eileen. We have Kira. We have our new friend Ma. We're so excited you're here. And then if anybody else wants to get on the list, all the information is down there. They're very reasonably priced. Okay, let's get started. Thank you, Ma. Okay, so Eileen is saying, oh yeah, so that's a good thing about the hyping my channel. I don't know if I have enough followers to hype my channel. I think you hype my channel when you do it under one of my videos, but I don't know if I'm there yet. I'm getting there. I've got some really good ideas for videos in the next coming weeks. Okay, I'm going to focus on Eileen's energy. Eileen is what I need to hear. Maybe a little small tap into promotion. Ooh, you're still waiting on the promotion. Okay, let's get it. All right, I'm going to tilt my screen down so you can see. So we're starting with Eileen. Okay, then we're going to go to Kia. And then we have Miss Ma. Okay, here we go. So this is for Eileen. What do we need to know in general? Just about your energy, friend. What do you have going on? And then we also want to know about the promotion. All right. Let's see what they have for us. 6 of Wands. That's a very promising energy. Extremely promising. Your energy is coming up here in the reverse. Okay. Right away, this is such a promising energy. Okay. Oh, you're so welcome, Ma. I hope so. I hope so. So Eileen, this is really showing you in an incredible position right now. The 6 of Wands is a winner's card. It means victory. It means that head and shoulders, you're above the rest. It also is trying to give you the feeling of relax and trust the process. That whatever you're going for, that is your intention, that is something that you desire, is going to come to pass in a way that's just right for you. The one thing I'm hearing about the horse, even though we know a horse can move very quickly, it also can be steady and a patient steed. So you want to trust that the direction you're going in is headed in the right direction, that you can trust the little footprints of what is coming ahead of you and the things that you've laid down, and that you are going to end up where you want to be, right? And this person has great vision, because they're up above and they're able to see the longer version of things. The other thing that is so promising here, where you are right now, is the connections you're making, Eileen. So you are intentionally connecting and trying to make very positive, I would say collegiate relationships with those that you work with. The 2 of Cups is a card of connection. It's a card of partnership. It's a card of being on the same page. It's a card of showing the people around you that you're a team player and that you really do know. Yeah, Maz. Yeah, that promotion is coming, girl. So have faith in that process. And I think things are going to really move in the direction you want, Eileen. I feel very good about this. Now, here's the thing that I'm getting. You're not totally trusting what's happening. You have the 6. This is your card too. Okay. The 6 of Cups is in reverse, which means that you're kind of letting all your power slip out. You're getting maybe a little bit, you're second guessing a little bit. And that you're kind of letting the confidence that we find here slip away because of probably a little bit of self-doubt. And that, things, and you've also, I think part of this comes from Eileen. What has happened is that if we go back to the card before this, which is yeah, I know that. And it's a human thing. We all have moments where we doubt. It's so human. So the interesting thing about this is I think one of the things coming up here, Eileen, for you is you possibly feel, okay, I put my heart out on, in several different instances in the past and that didn't work out. So I think the problem is the way you're interpreting the events that are happening when something doesn't happen right away. I feel more than likely you pull your energy back and think, well, it's not going to happen. And I think the thing to remember is that no, everything, just being patient, understanding that everything takes time, being steady, don't rush to the next thing. The other thing we're seeing here is that, do you have a male boss who, I know you've had this in the past. Do you have a male boss who is a fan of yours? Is that one of the aspects? I know you used to, I don't know. I haven't talked to you about this in a little while, but I feel the leadership position is sometimes I think maybe either this is part of the second guessing or not sure about because of what do these people think about me? That's the thing. I think you're losing some of your power based on external influences. So you just want to be aware of that you're doing that and pull your energy back so you can get into this position again, All right, so let's just do a little timeline and just see how this is going to play out and what we need to know, okay? All right. I was going to find one other deck of cards I have. Let's see if I have it right here. Hang on just a second, okay? Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of the Lenormand on this, specifically on the job. This is a little bit of a different experience. Lenormand is not tarot. Okay, sorry guys. Lenormand is much more, it's not as flowing as an interpretive, it's much more black and white. So it's sort of, each card is a one word, and then it builds to something else, and it's a little different. So bear with me, because I'm going to first find your card here, this is how it goes. All right. So we're going to find your card first, which would be the feminine. Stick with me. Okay. This is, like I said, very different than tarot, but I love it for direct answers. It just tells you it is really quick. All right, the feminine. There we are. Okay. Just move this out of the way. All right, guys. So this is the feminine card in this case, right? That's what we got. A little different. So that represents you. I'm going to do a little bit of shuffling here. And we want to know, what is the likely outcome of you getting this job? Okay. And then if it doesn't go the way we want, we're going to go, what do we need to know? Okay, so we have the ship, which is motion, movement. We have something ending. And then we have the ring, which is a commitment. And then we have the key. Okay, so I want a little more clarity. So there's movement towards something ending, but there's a commitment and a new and something else opening up. Okay, I'm gonna give you what I'm getting from this, and we'll get some more information. What this indicates The ship is movement or an exploration, something new. The coffin means something ending, right? But then also we have the commitment, something that is related to your question, which is about the new job, and then an answer or opportunity, okay, which is the key. So let's just go to the next step and see what that's connected to. The crossroads, interesting. And then the mice, okay. And then what's the next? The clouds and the scales. Okay, so here's the thing. I am not sure if this particular experience or the job you put in for will take you in the direction you want to go in, because the crossroads shows that there's a new path that's coming up, but you're going to have a choice. And the mice usually has to do with anxiety, worry, choice in general. And then there's the clouds show doubt, uncertainty, movement in a certain direction, but the scales show that there's something specifically you're going to have to weigh something out. So let's see what this is really telling the story. Thanks for your patience, everyone. That's more of a person. Okay. And the writer. Okay, so this is what I can gather. I think that there might be another opportunity that might come up, because we got the non-binary is more either male or female, right? Then movement possibly in another direction, which is the writer. So the long and the short of it is this specific thing that you've applied for may not be the thing, but there'll be something else that's coming up. So all just really tells me just to be very open, to not, I think, interpret anything negatively based on what other people's decisions are, but know that you're in this position. Okay, Eileen? Good things are happening. I love that. I hope that makes sense to you, friend. All right. Here we go. All right. Now, I want to check on Kia and see if she came in. Kia, are you here, friend? Or did you get on the list? If not, I'm going to go to Ma's reading. I have to check you really quick. I don't know if you got on yet. I got your Ma. Let's see what we got. Let me just check just in case she might have put it in here and I missed it. All right, Eileen, I hope that makes sense, friend. Okay. All right. So Ma, let's go ahead and move on to your question and I'll see if Kia comes back. I think she might have gone out for a moment. So let me know, what do you want to focus on in your reading? Love you, Eileen. So just if anyone was interested in getting a reading, the readings that you've just seen are 25 for a topic-based reading, or we have the Akashic Records readings, which are much more spiritual, and that's where I tap in. You can ask a question, of course, and I channel messages from your Akashic Records, so that's sort of up to you. All right. I know probably you put your comment in there already, Ma. I'll wait because sometimes the computer version is a little slow. I'm going to also check this version in case. I'm sure it'll come in. All right, friends. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So funny. Yep, I can't see it in here. All right, guys, I'm just going to wait. Hopefully the chat catches up soon. It's being a little slow today. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, here we go. I got it. Hooray. Love you too, sweetie. Let me know. Okay, let's see. Oh, I got it all. I just caught up. Okay, it says, you know what's funny? There's another position that might end up coming up. I wonder if that's it. And that's what I'm thinking, Eileen, because the crossroads really, and they were showing a little bit of dissension there. I'm not quite sure if it's the right choice, but you know how this goes. We've been here before. We were here 2 years ago in this situation, I remember. So you're headed in the right direction. All right, honey. I know now I was interested in your promotion. So we're all here for you. All right, sweetie. Again, Tuesdays and Fridays, I'm always here at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Do you ever want a reading? Okay, so Ma's saying, okay, thank you. I'm open to what messages the universe wants me to know, what you feel intuitively that could provide a higher view. Ooh, friend, I love that. Okay, my girly, I love this. You know what I want to do, Ma, since I have some time? I want to do an oracle card reading on you, honey. So I'm going to bring out my pretty decks from Rebecca Campbell. And if you think of a question, just put it in the comments and we'll get it in here. This is so fun. These decks are just absolutely stunning. They're so beautiful and the messages are just always so on point. I'm a big fan of Rebecca Campbell's work. I think she has amazing energies, very tapped in, very loving, caring soul. So I'm a big fan. Okay, let's see what we've got. Again, if the readings are of interest to everybody, they are just $25. Okay, so let's tap in. These are so beautiful. I've been using these a lot. These are the healing waters. So let's just see what it is you need to know, okay? What you need to know, what is out there for you. You know what's fun? They actually have, and I don't, sometimes these the books come with a spread. So I'm feeling drawn to that, which is always going to give us some, because she spent a lot of time creating these. So I want to see what are the spreads that she has, and we'll base our reading on that, okay? Let's see what we've got. All right. These are fun. Okay. What am I seeing? What am I not seeing? What's the possible outcome and the action I'm being called to? And it's funny, I do that reading a lot. So let's start with that. And this is, what are you seeing currently? And then maybe what are you not seeing? Okay. What's not necessarily clear for you? All right. See what that is. It's always good to say, what am I not seeing? I do that with myself every time I give myself a reading. What am I not necessarily seeing? Okay, so here we're going to start with first. What are you seeing? What are you not seeing? What's the advice? And then what are you called to do? All right, we're going to start with that. What are you seeing? Here we go. Lady of the Lake, new beginning. Something is about to happen. I do feel you're a very intuitive person, Ma. That's what I'm getting anyway. And you can see this vision of the Lady of the Lake, right? So it says new beginning, something is about to happen. So I get this sense that you're very intuitive. So you probably sense when things are about to change. You get a sense when there's a bit of a shift in the air. And you don't know what it is specifically, but you feel as though you're being either prepared for something or something is shifting. There's something that's beginning and you're just getting a sense of something's coming to you. So I think that this is really strong within you. You possibly don't know what that thing is yet, but you've got this because of your empathy and your ability to tap in to spirit. You're getting this sense of something is happening. Now, this is what you're not seeing currently, okay? And this is what I'm getting. I'm going to give you a few insights here. This says Isle of Avalon, healing, return to wholeness, transformation. I think, notice the little archway right there. This has been coming to me a lot in meditation, specifically to create space in your, if you meditate or if you can start learning to have some time to connect with your intuition, to slow down, to reflect. It's good to create these times and spaces. Now, my spirit guides, Ma, give it to me as creating literally a little sacred temple somewhere in the ether when you're meditating. Imagining you're going to a garden or a beautiful structure or a temple or a beautiful room, and then invite your higher self to come in and connect with you. So I think part of you is what we're not seeing is joining with your own during this time of transition, is that you possibly aren't seeing that you have all these options here. Hello. Yes, absolutely. I'm giving new cards to people that are subscribers. So I'm happy to do that. I'm doing one of my paid readings first, and then we'll get to yours. I'd love that. Thank you. So that's the sense I'm getting, is that maybe we're not realizing that under the surface you have a lot going on. Okay, Ma? And that your guides are kind of calling you in. Isn't that a beautiful layout? I know the aesthetics are amazing. Just yummy. All the way. Totally you, right? I love Oracle. Okay, so here's the action step. I want to make sure I'm in step. So this one is okay, this is a possible outcome. We're going to do more than this, of course, though. This says the plunge. It says, don't hold back. It's time to go for it. Dive in. So I do honestly feel like this is a lot to do with you just trusting yourself and knowing that it's time. You know, if you feel a sense of being compelled to make a change, possibly to try something new, do something you haven't done before, or take a chance, you're getting that permission here to kind of go for it, really. And this is a perfect time, Ma, to hop off the diving board. That's what I'm feeling for you. Oh my goodness. And then this card, and then I'm going to pull you a couple tarot to balance it out. This is the action that's being called for you to take. Now, just take a look at this one, Ma. This is beautiful. This is a planetary wave, soul mission, trust the inner call, your soul team. So I love that you asked for this, because this is, I think, has a lot to do with being in touch with your spirit team, knowing that you can take, move into these places where you're going to be developing and healing and doing transformation and trusting your process. I think you're getting a lot of these, little helpers around you. Likely this is also ancestor energy. That's what I'm getting. So I feel you just have a lot of things in place for you. You have a lot going for you. And I don't know, do you already meditate, Ma? Or do you already do that? I mean, your energy is so nice. Let me know in the comments. And then Ace, I think I'll get to your card in just a second. All right, here we go. And then I'm going to pull some tarot for you, Ma, just to see what other messages are coming through as far as tarot goes. All right. Ooh, that came right out. Page of Pentacles, something new on the way, friend. Something you're building, something you're being offered. Eight of Cups, looking at walking away from something. And then the Page of Wands. Okay, friend. If this isn't you leaving a job or looking at other opportunities, I don't know what is. And maybe it's not leaving job. Maybe this is you starting your own thing. Notice we have two pages here, Ma. Two of them. We have the Page of Wands, which is inspiration, creativity, passion. But then we also have the Page of Pentacles, which is a steady growth cycle, which is building something new, investing in something, maybe an opportunity coming your way. And then finally, we have what? The Eight of Cups, which is a card of moving on from something and walking away. So it makes me wonder, are we moving in a new direction for you? That's for you to determine. But I really love these cards for you. This is just a beautiful layout. Beautiful layout for a beautiful girl. Thank you, Ma, so much for your getting a reading with me. That was amazing. Okay, now Ace. Can you let me know what your first name is, friend? And then we'll pull you a card. Thank you so much, Ma, again. And if anybody wanted a little bit more in-depth reading, what you're seeing for Eileen and Ma, they're $25. And all the information is right below. So feel free. If you have any questions about that, let me know. The chat has been a little bit slow with me seeing people's comments, so I'm going to just wait it out. Thanks, everybody. And as a note, everyone, I do my lives every Tuesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. On Fridays, I tend to do more of a collective message, so I do look at astrological forecasts, mainly through tarot and channeled messages. We also channel, I would say, tend to channel goddesses during that time. It's really special. So if you want to come back, sometimes Akashic Records readings. We have all kinds of fun things. So feel free to come back for that as well. I also, of course, do private readings too, and all the information is found on my page. So thanks, everybody. Okay. I'll just wait till the comments catch up. And if I haven't gotten to read you, pull a card for you, feel free to just drop your, thank you. Oh, I know. I understand, Ma. I really do. I understand the judgment. I will say, Ma, you know what? And just keep coming back. I'll be all the encouragement, you know, I'll be loads of encouragement for you. And it takes time sometimes, you know. It takes time before you're ready to get to those places, I know. Ma, can I ask you a question? You don't have to answer this. Are you in your late 20s? Later 20s? I was just getting the energy of Saturn return for you. I don't know if that's valid or not, but I was feeling that. And then Ace, once you want to tell me what your first name is, then I'll pull you a card. If I can get your energy on a question. Okay. Oh, yeah, you act. Okay, I got you. Beautiful. Yeah, your energy is lovely. So thank you so much for trusting me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Angelique. Okay, my lovely. Okay, let me see. For Angelique, what cards do we want to use today, Spirit? All right, these for you. This card is for Angelique, our new friend. Thanks again, Ma. I appreciate you. All right, this is for our new friend, Angelique. This deck is beautiful, Angelique. You're going to love it. This is Rebecca Campbell's newest deck, and it's very special. It's where is it? It's called The Sanctuary. Where, if I can grab one. Come on, Fran. Okay, I'm working on it. Here we go. All right, this time for you, my friend. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, I'm so glad. This is for our new friend, Angelique. And it says, Inner Winter, Angelique. So this card is interesting, Angelique, because on one side it has Inner Summer. On the other side it has Inner Winter. So for what this means for me, Angelique, likely you're in a time now of kind of being, I would say, a little bit of incubation. So you're not as much in it as a time of heavy action. You're in a time now of reflection, a little more downtime, not necessarily feeling compelled or inspired to be motivated to make changes at the moment or have anything more dramatic occur. This has a little bit more to you of tuning in and assessing your situations and wondering what your next steps are. So you want to really remember, friend, that when this comes up, you want to trust your own rhythms, that even if everybody else in the world is really busy doing, creating, and making things happen, that doesn't mean you have to be. You can trust this gentle, slower way of doing things. So that's what I got for you, Angelique. Okay, Angelique said, oh, phew, yes, LOL. Filling my water filter and looking out the window feels a full day's work for me right now, right? So that is so important, is the rejuvenation. Oh, I'm so glad, my love. That makes me so happy. The rejuvenation is huge. It is huge. And I think in this culture, we're doing go, 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 go all the time. And what we need to do is wait more. We need to stay more and reflect. So, oh my gosh. All right, everybody. Well, it's been an hour of delight with every single one of you. Again, if you ever want to get a private reading, all the information can be found underneath this video because you may be watching this later. I'm here every Tuesday and Friday. You can get one of these mini readings, either what you've seen here is the $25 reading, which is a question, or the Akashic Records reading, which is more of a spiritual reading. Oh, good. Thank you so much. It was lovely to meet you. Thank you for being here, and thank you to everyone. All right, my loves, I'll see you Friday. Take good care. Look out for the next video. They're coming up soon, some readings. Take care.